Calvin Benson Studios. Copyright disclaimer. In other words, you figure it out. Hey everybody, it's me, Calvin Benson, and welcome back to the Calvin Benson Show! So for this video, I'll be telling you about the recent news surrounding pop culture. So without further ado, let's get into it. So first off, we've gotten word from GWW that not one, but two movies based off The Sims are being made at Legacy Pictures. This movie has been in development for years, and 20th Century Fox was going to make it, but Disney canceled the film when they bought 20th Century Fox. So now the Sims team have moved to Legendary Pictures to make the movie. But I mean, what would the Sims movie even be about? Well, in the description of the article, it says it's a comedic version of a Roland Emmerich-style disaster movie. So they could be some decent movies. What do you think about these Sims movies being made? Okay, so next, Disney has announced they're making a Hercules remake, a Atlantis remake, a Cruella remake, a Sword in the Stone remake, a Little Mermaid remake, a Hunchback of Notre Dame remake, a Lilo and Stitch remake, a sequel to the Jungle Book remake, a Pinocchio remake, a Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs remake, and a sequel to the Aladdin remake. There's not a lot of information about these films, but I do have some, like the Hercules remake will be directed by the legends Anthony and Joe Russo, the directors of Captain America the Winter Soldier, Captain America Civil War, Avengers Infinity War, and Avengers Endgame. So you know it's going to be a good movie. And there's a rumor going around the Lilo and Stitch remake will go straight to Disney+, but I don't think that's true. We also got word that Tom Hanks was cast as Geppetto in the Pinocchio remake. People have been angry about these Disney remakes with the exact same remakes for 10 freaking years. And it's gotten pretty boring. We've gotten some good remakes like Alice in Wonderland, Dumbo, Cinderella, Lady and the Tramp, Christopher Robin, Rudyard Kipling's The Jungle Book, Pete's Dragon, and The Jungle Book. But hey, Disney's just going to keep making these remakes for basically all their movies. I say basically because they will never remake Song of the South. That movie never freaking happened. Okay. But anyway, if Disney is going to keep making these remakes, we might as well just hope that they are good. So next up, we're getting a live-action CGI hybrid movie based off Curious George. And when it comes out, I'll probably watch it. I mean, it has such an original plot of a famous cartoon-like character coming into the real world, which I have never ever 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 seen before. Hey, even though this movie may be predictable, it will technically be the 5th Curious George movie. And those movies were alright, so if the Lego movie could be good, then this could be. Next, we've gotten disappointing news about Willy's Wonderland, and it's been delayed till 2021. But, and we've gotten this news from the writer of the movie, and what makes me most angry about this delay is because people were excited for it. The reason the movie was still releasing this year is because they thought it would just be a B horror movie. So when the pandemic came around, they thought it wasn't worth delaying. But thanks to people like me, they realized it could make a bunch of money, so it's delayed till 2021. The one good movie releasing this year, delayed till 2021. Well, son of a... Skip the ad. Okay, so next up in news, Disney has announced they'll be making a Disney Plus original reboot of the movie Honey, I Shrunk the Kids entitled Shrunk. At first, this just seemed like another low-budget Disney reboot, But what makes me super excited for this is that none other than Rick Moranis is coming back to Hollywood for this film. And if you're a fan of his movies, you may know that he retired from Hollywood a while ago. And it's pretty fitting that he's coming back for a reboot of his greatest film. I'll watch the movie when it comes out, and I think you will too. Next in movie news, they're making a sequel to the 2019 Lion King remake. Well, that's no surprise. I mean, the remake did make over $1.6 billion. But the stranger thing we've heard about this movie is it's going to be directed by Barry Jenkins, the director of A24 Moonlight. It does make sense that they would get a big, sophisticated director to do this, since Jon Favreau directed the 2019 Lion King. But one question I have is this going to be a remake of the straight-to-DVD sequel, or be an original story? Either way, it probably won't be hated as much as the 2019 one, since most people don't even care for the sequel. Next is one of the weirdest pieces of movie news I've seen recently, which is that we're getting a new live-action CGI hybrid Powerpuff Girls movie made by the CW. As I said before, this is a pretty predictable idea and plot for a movie, and the CW does not fit for this kind of kids movie. And having the Powerpuff Girls be teenagers is a bad idea. This movie could easily be bad, but hopefully it can be as good as the original series. And last but not least in movie news, Disney is finally making a scary animated movie based off their most famous ride, The Haunted Mansion. I say finally because the 90s Haunted Mansion movie starring Eddie Murphy was... I don't even need to finish that sentence. I already said Eddie Murphy's the star of a Haunted Mansion movie, so I think you get it. So this movie could really capture the essence of the ride with the benefit of being animated. So if they could get the right director and try to be more faithful to the ride, this could be a really great movie, on the level of Pirates of the Caribbean. But anyway, that's all for pop culture news we've gotten in the last few weeks. I'm so glad we're still getting pop culture news updates in a pandemic. You know, like the pandemic of the corona... I'm definitely not happy that we are still getting fun news during a pandemic that does not exist. 'Cause by a virus does not exist. Is that good? Good enough. Okay, bye. Hey wait, demonetization guy, why are you trying to stop us YouTubers from talking about something that the news and TV can? Are you being bossed around by someone bigger? Well, I am being bossed around by YouTube. I'm not being bossed around by YouTube guy. Is that good? Good enough. Now come back, demonetization guy. Let's go to YouTube HQ and shut down channels that have leaked secret movie images. Hey wait, YouTube guy. And the demonetization guy, there's something I want to ask you. Yeah, what? Why don't you try taking down videos that use those outdated and overused, boring memes and viral videos? Like, what's it called? Oh yeah! Never gonna give you...